this since I got one.
Uh-huh.
Is that I tend to slide.
Oh, yeah, I could imagine.
So,
yeah.
So I
I don't
slide a
know
lot.
how.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going. Maybe it's because I'm short and stuff, but I slide and slide. Before long, I'm like, why is my head on the back of the seat?
Ha.
It shouldn't be happening. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Geekgasm. We're live. I'm just talking about my sofa woes.
Okay.
Yeah. I am here with the Indie Princess and Daphne Lage. I'll let them introduce themselves, as I'll be tossing the questions from the Indie Vote Radio chat, as well as from last week's show, which we didn't get around to answering some of those questions. I'll be tossing those questions to them, and they'll be answering as only they can, with talent and skill and actual merit
and grace.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of snarkiness.
A little bit.
I don't know about the grace. I don't know if I have that.
A little bit of grace.
I'm told I don't have grace and I don't act like a lady, so.
Oh no.
Well, that's debatable. I'll roll the intro. Here we go.
Welcome everybody to another Geekgasm on this lovely Wednesday night. I am Lola, your indie princess, and I am the EIC at indievolt.com. I am the co-publisher at lastcallcomics.com, and I am the creator and writer of Lore, which is on pre-launch on Indiegogo right now, and it will be launching March 31st, which is really quick.
Yeah,
I'm so nervous.
Is. Yeah.
I'm getting there. And I'm joined by the lovely Daphne Lage. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. Thank you. Hello, my name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy Tall Tales. I have a sample right here. So this is my funny animal comic, Tall Tales, and my medieval drama, Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn. And you can read both my comics on talltalesonline.com, TAILS online, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS.com. And you can watch my videos on how I make these comics on YouTube at Daphne Lage, LAGE Art. And quick notification here. So right before Indie Princess's book goes live, Tall Tales Volume 1 will also go live on Kickstarter. So make sure to visit talltalesonline.com, TAILS, so you can sign up on the pre-launch page so you can get notified when the campaign goes live March 29th on Kickstarter.
That's pretty cool. I was joking that you guys.
I don't know if anyone can hear you.
Oh no!
I think you're muted. Yeah.
Muted.
I need to fix that. Hold on. There we go. I was joking that like JD and you have so many campaigns just ready back to back.
Yeah, we do.
And it's like, because I think those books are already printed. I think they print the books for the year.
Yeah, almost. I just ordered proofs for the Tall Tales trade yesterday, so I'm going to be having proofs hopefully before the campaign starts.
Daphne, how important is that? How important is it to get proofs nowadays? Because there are companies that are pushing digital proofs, and I'll tell you right now, I've gotten some digital proofs back. And I'm like, okay, this looks good to go.
Right.
But then when I get the physical, I'm like, oh man, I've got 120, well, not 20, but I've got 120, 150, 300 of this physical item that is now subpar because it's darker.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's because I'm pretty sure, because it's like with Lola's book, you're going to want to get a proof done. If it's a format that I've never done before, I get a proof. That's the reason why I'm doing the proof for Tall Tales Volume 1, is because I've never done this format before. So I want to make sure that it looks exactly the way I set it up. With the comics, I technically don't need to do proofs because I've done it so many times, and like the formatting is old hat. Like I can do it in my sleep, so I know how it's going to look. So I don't have to proof that. But with this trade, yeah, I because with Mixum, it's a little expensive to do a physical proof, but I would rather pay that money to make sure that everything is coming out exactly the way I want than like you said, be surprised when you do the final print run and then realize you could have made different decisions.
But that's one of the things now. They've made it so that those digital proofs are the only affordable option. Like
right,
they'll, and they dissuade you. Even, I mean, they do the text you find on these sites. Now, Lowell's bringing this to my attention. It says, oh, if you want a physical proof, it's going to take, 4 more additional weeks or 2 additional weeks. And it's going to cost you, $22. And it's like, really? Just for this, just for a proof, no matter, it was like, and that was for a basic comic.
Right. Wow. Well, I mean, like I said, for a comic, like I said, I've gotten to a point where I don't even proof them anymore. I mean, but for this, like for Mixum, like we're using Mixum. So for Mixum, they have their digital proof that I look through to make sure everything's okay. I mean, I do that too, but I really wanted to see a physical proof, and they're expensive. Like 10 books is costing me about like $7 a book, because if I just wanted one, it'd be $40. So I kind of added the extra copies just to make it worth it, because then you have shipping on top of it. So it's like, so it's 40. So if you just wanted one book, it's $40 plus $15 shipping. You might as well kind of pad out the order as you can. I mean, and if I'm lucky, they'll be perfect, so then I'll have 10 extra books lying around.
I notice these companies, and they do a lot of printing, and I notice companies is trying to dissuade people from getting that physical proof, because I guess for the company, it's to run a one-off book, to run one, and it's like, they don't want to do that. They don't want to run off one book and send it to you, and then but at the same time, I'd rather do that. Let the customer get it, decide, oh man, this isn't right. This needs to be changed. Needs to be changed, rather than the customer sending that whole crate of books back to me, or product back to me, and saying, "Nah, you messed up here."
Well, I mean, because Russ Leach, when he printed his book for Only Death Can Save Us, he talked about how he got I guess he purchased, because he used the same company, Mixum. So he purchased initial copies and realized that it would look better on different paper. So, that was, it's like he probably had to pay, like I said, the premium to get those samples, but at least the final job was what he exactly wanted it to look like. Because I've worked in digital printing. I know these machines that they run on, and it's like, it's like the setup is the same whether you're running 1 book or 100 books, and they would rather run the 100 books for the same setup. So I can see how they don't want, they want to discourage you from doing physical proofs. But like I said, this is a format that I'm not that I haven't done before, so I really want to make sure this first trade that we're doing for Tall Tales comes out exactly the way I want it.
So this is a question, and this is pretty interesting.
Okay.
From Indie Volt Radio. He's one of those deep questions too.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So and I'm gonna leave it to you ladies to answer this one.
Okay.
This is this is
very specific.
This is from Samantha, and Samantha says, "Hello, ladies.
Hello.
I have a question for you. There are so many times where male artists find a female muse and draw them over and over again, even to the point of falling in love with their muse, much to their spouse's chagrin. You don't see this with female artists, not a lot anyway. it seems to be okay when men do it, but not so much when females do it. Do you guys concur? Have you experienced this? That's from Samantha.
Wow. I mean, are they talking? I mean, is she talking about like actual models, like actual real people, or just like kind of like a variation of same face syndrome?
Yeah, I think it might be she's talking about actual people because she was like,
Right.
people fall in love. I base a lot of my characters on real people, the
Mhm.
idealized version of those people.
Right. Yeah.
So like there's like the main character, one of the main female characters in my comic is based on a female that I know, a young lady I know. She's one of my good friends, and it is very close to her in appearance, not in attitude at all.
Right.
They have the same name, but that's it. Lola is a horrible, evil demon bitch in my comic, and she dresses pretty much the same, always with the heels, always with the but that's it. But I think that but as far as muses go, I don't think I've ever fallen for a muse. Yeah, I don't know. I do know male artists who've done it though.
Right.
And I will say that I never met a female artist who was like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this, because I'll go ahead and let you ladies answer first, and I'll say what I got to say.
Well, I mean, let's start with Lola because I know that you used models for your book. So, how does this question resonate or something?
I use actors and model pictures.
Right.
I didn't use real people.
Right.
But I mean, as far as being right for men and wrong for women, that's wrong no matter what. Mm-hmm. If you're in a relationship, it's wrong no matter your gender.
I mean, because it kind of sounds like, crushing on your coworker. Yeah. And there's a reason why a lot of businesses really, really frown on that. Like, you're technically not supposed to be dating coworkers or something because it creates an awkward situation. I mean, because you know what it is, like this is one of those situations that, yeah, it's like there's been I've heard a lot of stories about like guys who end up, with crushes on their models and stuff, and it gets really awkward and it can go bad really fast. Because it's like, it's kind of like the models that go to schools and and they do nude modeling and stuff, and it's like they're not there to pick anybody up, they're just there to model. I mean, they're doing a job. I mean, in terms of why it happens to a lot of guys and not to a lot of girls, is that I think that I think women have a better sense of boundaries when it comes to that. Like, some guys kind of like, they're very quick to overstep.
I think there's some truth in that. And what I want to say is that I think with a lot of male artists, we get told, hey, draw this girl.
Right.
If you draw this girl, she'll like you. So we start thinking, a lot of us, oh, this is the key.
Right.
Because it actually, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of times where it worked. I go sit in the mall and start drawing. Some of the girls came over, oh, you can draw. Can you draw me?
Yeah, we knew a guy who did that too. That's how he picked up girls, and that's how he ended up with 37 kids. But
see,
but that's what he would do.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like Billy Joel saying how he learned to play the piano to pick up girls. I mean, I guess it depends on what, the intention.
Like I'm gonna go as far as saying this: men who are artists, we kind of draw to get attention.
Yeah.
Women who are artists kind of draw to get away from everything.
Oh my God. You know, it's really funny. Today's been like a weird conversation about art and how men and women view art differently. So like JD, he retweeted this artist, and oh my God, this I mean, look, the name of the account, if anyone wants to go looking for it, is Cute Robots.
Okay.
Butts, right? And it is just the horniest anime influenced paintings I have ever seen. We're talking about, I almost passed out looking at it. I mean, and I was telling him, it's like, damn, this guy. I mean, it's like because there was like a joke between us where it's like, oh, how, you know, it's like guessing as to whether, like, you look at some artwork and you're guessing whether a male, you know, like whether a woman or a man drew the piece. Right. And a lot of the times, you know, it's kind of like an irrelevant thing, but it's just a fun game to do. But look, there was no question that this dude was a dude who was drawing who was doing paintings, and they were just so unapologetic, you know, and the funny thing is, and it's like, and I was telling him, it's like, you know, it's really funny. Like, I've seen, look, there's plenty of women who draw. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Jake knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's the, yeah. And
it's probably Jake. It's probably Jake under a sock puppet account.
And I was, you know, and I was saying, it's like, look, you know, I've seen plenty of women artists do pinups and the sexy pinups and whatnot, but there is just something missing that only guys can get whenever they draw this type of artwork. Like, I don't understand it. And I like I would, like, if they could bottle it so I could buy it by the gallon, I would, because it was just like this particular vibe. Right, like the only word that I could think of is juicy. you know, like dudes really know how to draw juicy women, and it's like it's so enviable. And JD pretty much explained it. I mean, he was just like, "Oh, that's because women know the anatomy, but men worship it." And I almost passed out on that because it just explained everything. Yeah. And I think when it comes to the whole muse question, that's the difference. It's like where women are working while men are worshiping.
Yeah.
And it creates it's two different brain spaces.
I drew a lot of women growing up. Just kept drawing from the desk of a small press publisher, but success, that's what counts.
I just have a problem with our booth models.
Right. Oh.
Guillermo says Titas. Titas. He's the one who know Titas and yellow tit. It's yellow tit.
It's actually a green shirt. It's a lime green shirt.
Oh, there we go. Yes. It's the gold dress, blue dress thing all over again.
What color is Lola's shirt? This is for anyone to question if an artist is in love with his or her muse and they have no contact to say a muse is stretching the intent. I'll tell you, I do. Like, there are some female actresses that some I've used for reference, and Lord have mercy, I ever got hold of them. But at the same time, though, I will say this: you can become enamored with a person,
right? Yeah.
No matter their gender. I mean, like, there are people that I'm like, this person will be the perfect character for this person, and I'm really inspired by. There's an actor from Law and Order. He plays the ADA. Is he ADA or DA Barber? And he has like these deep eyes, and it's almost like somebody took. It's like somebody. First of all, he's playing Tony Stark. If Tony Stark was a lawyer, he's playing Tony Stark. If Tony Stark was a lawyer, but he looks like he could. It's like somebody took Robert Downey Jr. and Jeremy Renner and pushed them together into one person.
Right.
And I'm like, every time he's on the screen, he's like,
that's your man crush.
Yeah, and I'm like, here he comes. He's gonna tell somebody off. Here it is. This is awesome. And he does. He's like, he even when he's wrong, he gets his point across.
Right.
And I love it. The day he leaves the show, I'll be very sad.
Oh.
But because everybody leaves the show after a while.
Oh, well, it is Law and Order,
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they're only there for a little while. Unless you're Olivia, then you stick around. But I think that some of those, it's like, you become enamored with characters.
Right, yeah.
I do have a friend, though. He's a filmmaker, and he has, at some point, he scored with all his actresses.
Right.
I hate to say it, but at some point, and I told him, I said, dude, that's gonna be a reckoning one day for you. And
I mean, if it was consensual and the whole thing, it shouldn't. It's when you're being a whole creep about it that you have a reckoning.
That's why I'm not in Hollywood, because I'd be such a creep.
Right. Okay, there you go.
You want this part, Miss Megan Fox? You want this part? Let's go right to the casting. So
right, yeah, sure.
Let me tell you something. Don't ever let me get the rights to Tall Tales, because you won't be, because I'm telling you right now, it'd be horrible.
You're just the smallest bit of power on you, right?
The smallest.
The smallest you have to flex, right?
I'm somebody. Somebody's gonna see me naked. Somebody. I don't care at this point which actor it is.
Right.
Like, you sent Tyrese pictures of you naked. Somebody had to see it. I don't care who.
Oh my goodness.
Tyrese's voice in that org. I know. I had to flex.
Great. We'll never get greenlit.
Which it's really funny, because we've been talking about, and that's one of the questions we got coming up pretty soon, but not this one. But next question is this.
Okay.
And you guys might not like this one either.
Oh, okay.
But this one is from XOSHUA. Kind of like Joshua, Yausa. Oh, anyway, X. We'll call him X. And X wants to know, and check this out. He says, "Hey, excuse me. I've noticed, male artists,
okay,
tend to charge way more for a commission than female artists. Male artists, on average, for a black and white inked image." Charge anywhere between $75 to $150 without question. Women seem to be afraid to ask for anything more than $50 to $60. Ladies, why are you selling yourselves short? Do you not feel worthy? Stand the F up. That's from X.
I disagree.
It's like one. He didn't have to call me out like that.
I disagree, because when I was looking for commissions for people for my fetish book, the females that I asked, besides Daphne, they wanted tons of money, and
you couldn't afford them.
I couldn't afford them.
Wow. Okay.
And the males, I don't know if it was because I'm female or what, but they were more generous. And they charged me super low rates.
Well, not for nothing. I charged you my low rate because you're a friend, and
I know.
I
so appreciate it.
Right? I know we're all broke here. We're all self-publishing, so that's what it does.
I've been told I heard a rumor that I was a trust fund baby. I heard that.
Okay.
That was great this week. So apparently I've got the money. I don't know. I'm just playing broke. I'm slumming it. But yeah, go ahead, Daphne.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, like, because what's ironic is I think that the women were more expensive in your case because you were asking for erotic art. So I think
that was before they even knew what I wanted.
Oh, really? That was right off the gate. Okay, yeah. So that's right. Because I think because me personally, it's like, I tend to undersell myself, because it's like, I do have a limit for that, there comes a point where, someone they're a tale of two commissioners. So I had a guy who it's like he wanted more affordable pieces, which I indulged him because like, okay, that's fine, black and white pieces or whatnot. But it just got to a point where in the end, it's like, yeah, it got to a point where it was becoming not worth it for me to do the pieces because it's kind of hard when it's like, well, I have this guy who's willing to pay triple the amount for the same work. So if not more. So it's kind of like, oh, now I have to kind of like pick my battles here because it's like I don't want to, because this affects my schedule. But I think it's also a combination of, again, something that I find extremely enviable that guys have is their hubris. And to tell you the truth, I don't mean that in any disrespect at all, because it's like I really do envy the way guys are just so sure of themselves. Like this is what it is.
Yeah.
And
we would nod your head, Lola. We don't.
Right. And it's like, so, but the thing is also depending that the price really also depends on the type of artwork that you're getting too, because it's like I've seen plenty of guys who they charge an exorbitant amount of money for artwork that was like looked like it was from a high schooler. Because they felt that it's like, well, Todd McFarlane gets paid this, so I should get paid that. It's like, oh, these are pro rates. Yeah, but you're not a pro artist. So, it has to match, so, yeah, I think it's a combination of male artists being more expensive because, yeah, one, the hubris, and two, it's just they're just completely sure about their work and and that confidence about their work. That on the other hand, maybe, I mean, it's like I'm not speaking for everybody here, but it's just in general. But I mean, it could be that maybe female artists or women artists don't have the same like we want to people please, sometimes to our own detriment, so that could get in the way.
I agree. The next question is going to get you guys really riled up.
Oh, okay. Well, so far it's been you're trying to rile us up.
Yeah, so far that's what's gonna get you guys riled up. And yeah, this one's it's from Alex.
Okay.
And Alex R. And she says, hey ladies, I have a question for you guys. Okay. I need some help. Okay. I've been working with a creator, drawing, inking, and coloring his comic. He's paying me very well.
Okay.
$4.25 a page.
Wow.
$425 a page. I've been able to live comfortably on the work he's given me. It's steady. It's great. I don't want to say his name. I don't want to put him on blast. But about 4 weeks ago, he started sending me a lot of weird, sometimes romantic messages.
Oh, look at that. Look, we're circling back to the first question.
Ooh. Some of his messages now will include payments with a picture of his erect member.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. He messages me at night asking me what I would do if he was here with me, what he'd love to do if he could get his hands on my body, and more. I don't want to mess up this opportunity.
Why do you guys gotta ruin it? Why? This is the bad part of your hubris. This is the dark side of that hubris.
Yes, it's like we're great and then we're like penis.
It's like really. It's like
I mean, questions all the time.
Well, yeah, like she now has to make a decision.
Yeah,
to keep this job and deal with the.
My question is she single?
Why?
I don't see how that's relevant. I mean, obviously
If she's single and she wants to keep the job, she can put on an act.
Oh. I don't know.
Lola's saying get along to get along. Go along to get along.
Lola says open up an OnlyFans.
Pretty much.
Yeah, open up an OnlyFans and charge extra.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if that's an option. You know, no kink shaming here, but you know, go full femdom on this. But
why do guys gotta ruin it?
Yeah, I mean, because like it's not the first time that you've gotten similar questions, but usually before the creepy hits before, like just before everything starts to get sucked. So there's always an out. Yeah, I know, right? But this time it's like, you know, they've been working for a while, they've got this routine established, and now the bear trap is sprung.
Yeah.
And now he's I mean, honestly though, yeah. really, it's so I mean, damn, you see, the fact that he's sending dick pics is I think like it's like holy shit, dude. It's like time out. Like, where did this guy even get the idea that was appropriate behavior?
His dick.
Oh yeah, that does.
Well, yeah. But it's like, you know, and it's like, look, obviously that they've been working together long enough that like she said, and that like she's comfortable. I mean, 400 and something a page. That's not shabby. That's not shabby at all.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's like, oh, so what? Like, talk about playing the long game. It's like, really? It's like
you have to wonder, like, was that the point all along? Like, I'm gonna pay this girl, and I'm gonna get her hooked on this payment, and then I'm gonna start this. I don't want to call it abuse, but
I mean, it is abusive. I mean, it's like if some dude sends me a dick pic out of nowhere, it's like, bro, really, you know, it's like I don't even know how to think of reacting to that.
You make it look like I do.
Oh, right, yeah. make money off of it, right? Right, exactly. I mean, wow, yeah, that's a tough one, because then it's like she has to, because now it's like she has to put in all that extra mental energy into this, and, you know, and it's like now she has to decide to establish her boundary, which she thought was there already. She thought that it's like, oh, this is a professional relationship, and this guy wants to kick it. Into, he's not even like sending flirty notes or this, that. He's going full out creep zone. And it's it's like she really has to make a decision. It's like she can either fake it, depending. I mean, if this guy is in another country, it's like if she has.
Well, you'll definitely like this, Daph. There's one more part to this letter.
Oh, there's more. Okay, and there's more. Okay, all right.
And this is where Daphne is gonna start really getting excited.
Oh boy.
We've never met, but we live in the same city. And although New York is a big enough city, I can run into this guy at a con.
Yeah, I take back what I said then.
No. Oh no.
So they're in New York. They're in the same city, and she says, I could have run to him. They never met.
And she can, and she most likely will. Mm-hmm. Especially if they started working on this when lockdown happened, the second conventions open up and she start there. Wow. She has, it's like she's gonna have to make a decision. Yeah. She has to set those. I mean, it's like she's gonna have to like either outright tell this guy, it's like, bro, this is inappropriate. It's wow. I wouldn't even know what to do in that situation, honestly. Because if he's being a creep, without physically being there, how
Mhm.
is this not going to be in person?
Yeah.
What if
And
he actually knows where she's at and he's stalking her?
yeah,
And he's
You
trying to
know?
see how she's gonna react to him.
Right. I mean, this is
Jake said, "Bro, with full massive cash in the sale." Cash in the
wow. Yeah,
sale.
no, this is a tough one. Oh wow. I mean, yeah, I be
It,
careful.
it,
I mean, really, you got to be careful with this. I
but the thing
mean,
is, that- look, allow me to be the bad guy here just for a second.
okay, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead,
Although,
go ahead.
I'm
Because
I'm
I'm
roping
at a
off.
loss for words here, so
I,
somebody has to speak.
I know I'm roping off on Lola because Lola's like, well, is she single? Because I know I'm roping off on Lola, but here's the thing: she's gotten used to this money. Be ready to get order prediction. Yeah. She she's gotten used to this money. She's,
Well,
I would like to talk to her, and I know she's listening. If you're listening in, please write back in. Even come on the show because they would love to talk to you about this. Because what ends up happening is, I'd like to know if this was predatory behavior from the start. For instance, hey, let me pay you. How much do I need to pay you to make these pages worth it?
mm,
Quit your job, work for me only. That type of
mm,
predatory kind of thing
right.
starts to happen.
How did this situation start? Yeah, were
Yeah,
the flags there already?
yeah, because
Yeah.
now, like I said, you're in the same city. It's very dangerous, and he could come up and should have been suspicious at 425 a page, and if the book is printed. Yeah, again, you got to start looking into that type of stuff.
Right. And also I'm kind of wondering like what kind of comic this is too for
Hmm.
this guy to be all creepazoid about it.
Yeah,
Because it's like, I've like I said, it's like I've done adult work,
yeah.
the porn art and whatnot. And I've had guys try shit because
Hmm.
they think that just because I'm doing porn art,
Yeah,
that implies something,
yeah.
so yeah,
I
so
mean,
if that's so I'm kind of wondering, it's like, is that the type of book that she's working on that he used to kind of like, oh, she'll do this type of work, so I have an in.
sketch in the city.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
oh,
and by the way, too,
yeah.
I dropped her message. I can't pull it back up, but
Oh,
if you're listening to Alex, these ladies give out their Twitter information or their contact information. If you don't feel comfortable writing back in, either of these ladies would be happy to talk
yeah,
to you
yeah. It's like,
about, don't take Lola's advice though. Lola's like,
yeah.
hey.
Well, no, that was a completely different situation. Like, look, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't even know what advice to give. I mean, like, do you have brothers? I mean, really, no, I'm dead ass serious,
Yeah.
because it's like the only thing that kept these weirdos in check for me was having JD around.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's like, they're really, it's like, do you have like, uncles you can confide in? I mean, I don't know, cousins, it's
Yeah,
like,
look, any type of gang affiliation,
right, yeah,
that
exactly. I mean, I'm serious. That there really does come a point where it's like, yeah, I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. But again, it goes back to that first question where it's like, dudes have a problem with boundaries.
mhm.
You know?
I hate that type of thing, because I mean, 425, you get used to the type of money. When I was when I
But
was
it's kind
20,
of like being at a shitty job.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like I mean, it's like if the CEO of a company was trying that shit on you, I mean, the question's the same. It's like, I'm used to this money, but my boss is kind of macking on me and I don't want that.
yeah,
It's like,
and to get that money pulled away from under you. When I worked at
right,
General Motors, I was there for a long time,
right.
and then when they laid us off, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa,
Yeah.
where's that paycheck? Where is it? And I was freaking the hell out. I didn't have that paycheck anymore. I needed help, and I was,
Right.
I was actually happy to get back to work. Jake says, if you do porn art, have a
Yeah.
professional mindset regardless. If you
Yeah.
can't draw tatas and have a stiffy, you're not disciplined
no,
enough
it's
to need to
yeah.
just to lose that vanilla excitement.
Right. And you know, it's really, yeah, you know, it's really funny. And it's like, because, yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, the point, it's usually, except in the exception of the first question,
Mhm.
usually it's the artists who know that there's boundaries for this. It's the people commissioning
Mhm.
that kind of bug out, you know, and it's kind of like, oh, that's not how this works.
And I'll tell you something. Be very careful, because too,
Yeah.
people like this,
Yeah.
guys like this, the men, if you tell them off or something,
Yeah.
they're the type of people who will go back behind your back and tell people, "Oh, she led me on. She led
Yeah.
me on.
Yeah. Yeah.
She,
Yeah.
she was telling me we could get together and this and that, and I was paying her top dollar and paying her really good. And then, the minute I wondered about, moving to the next level, well,
Yeah, and the thing is, they'll always make it sound like, well, I just sent her a little note. Do you like me? Yes, no. When really, and, you know, and forget to tell that note had a dick pic on it. You know, that's, that's, yeah, they're always going to do that. They're always going to do that.
your face when you said dick pic was great. Had a dick pic. You didn't tell me about that, did you? Did you?
Yeah, exactly. They always forget. Yeah, they'll make up stuff about you, but forget to say the little details. Because I'm getting on this question. Yeah, you see, now Marion got the response he wanted.
Yeah. Ratings. Ratings. Yeah. I agree though.
Oh, is that what it is? Am I ratings spotter?
Yeah. We got definitely triggered.
Right,
Tell everybody.
yeah.
Hashtag
Look. It's like a previous story. I had a dude try to put handcuffs on me for this shit. So you
Yeah.
know what? Yeah, I'm a little tight about it.
Just make sure that you're careful.
Yeah.
And make sure that you try to set some of those boundaries. It may cost you this job. It may cost you
You
job.
might, just accept the fact that you might lose this job.
And carry a knife like I do.
Ha.
Carry a knife and
Well, no, in New York that's illegal.
No.
Yeah, in New York, if they anything like longer than that can put you. Yeah, they can arrest you for that.
Well, thanks for telling me. If I code you, no.
Yeah, no, for real, we're backwards. We're completely backwards here. Yeah.
Be careful. You may lose this job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sorry, just popped in. What you talking about, man? No, we're talking about a young lady yeah.
Kind of.
We're talking about a young lady who got tricked into doing a job. Well, she didn't get tricked. She took a job, well-paid job.
And dude tried to pull a bait and switch on her.
Yeah. Now he's wondering where he can put his loins.
Mm.
And she's like, you can't. This is mine. But those type of things, they will happen. It's weird. My computer tried to restart midstream. I stopped.
No, yeah.
I do think though. Yeah, I do think that again, very, very serious situation. She should move forward from. Next one from Indie Vote Radio, a little bit lighter.
Okay, all right.
And this one is related to the interview that you did with Trina Robbins.
Oh, okay.
And it's so this one is from. Oh man, these names are getting weird. Okay. It's Madisen. Is that Madison?
Madison.
Sen.
I guess. I don't know. It's like
Maddie. We'll call you Maddie. Okay. Maddie, you did. So Maddie says, you did a interview with Trina Robbins. I love her. She's such an advocate for females in the comic industry. My concern is that there are so few actual advocates and feminists involved in the comic industry that aren't self-serving and looking to make a name for themselves and not carry on for females. Who will be, in you ladies' opinion, the next Trina Robbins? Is there a next Trina Robbins?
That's a tough one. Yeah. I mean, because the thing is that I think that just that Trina Robbins, from what I understood from that interview, is that was just literally the time and the place for her to be that way, I guess. I mean, it's like I don't remember if I had mentioned this in the after show, after we broadcast the interview or not, but it's like, we talk about how we stand on the shoulders of giants, and then
Mhm.
it turns out she's the shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, he was the only one documenting all these women artists that came before us because nobody else was doing it. And in the end she took it upon herself to do it. And the thing is, though, the kind of like the inferring in that is that because of that advocacy that she insisted on taking upon herself, that it made her difficult to get work. Like, pretty much this advocacy was the work she was making for herself because
She couldn't get
um because um it's tough. I mean, it's like, um wow, yeah, that's kind of a tough one, because it's like, on one hand, it's like, as as women artists, it's like, we do want to see more women artists be put to the forefront and encouraged and whatnot. And to tell you the truth, I think as an industry that's happening anyway. Especially when you go to conventions, it's like, there's a lot more women artists, there's a lot more, people of color, there's a lot more diversity than I think like the industry as a whole tries, like, doesn't let on.
Mhm.
Because you go to I mean, because if you just like paid attention to Marvel and DC and mainstream comics media, you would think that, oh, diversity is a problem. But it's not, actually, because you go to conventions and the diversity is all there. It's not like, it's just that we're not pushed to the forefront. We're not considered important. Um because we're not working for particular people. Um, and at the same time, I mean, being an activist is it's I mean, I activism is something that you need to take seriously, but like in an actual way, not in a Twitter rage way. I mean, what Trina Robbins is doing is actual advocacy.
Yeah.
That's real activism that she's doing. Rage tweeting on Twitter is not activism, and the problem is that people are conflating the two. So it's it's kind of it's yeah, it's like, self-serving, is it? I mean, it's kind of tough to say, because it's like, technically the activism that Trina is doing is technically self-serving because she wants this information to exist.
Mm.
So she's doing this because she wants it to exist, and as a result everybody gets to benefit from it.
Mm.
um
uh, Joe says it is a blessing she is documenting what she has done, what was done in those days, since none of it was being documented. Again, it would have been thought a myth about women in comics in the golden age. Yeah, I
right,
mean,
yeah.
it's funny because this is a woman who, again, it's funny because I wonder if she, because I have this idea that people don't know when they're doing something great, because they're not trying. I mean, they're
Right,
doing it
yeah.
because they have to do it themselves, and they end up knocking these walls down and doing something. So at her time, it wasn't advocacy. It was, I'm trying to get a damn job. I'm trying to work.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah.
I got to eat, and so you know, it wasn't it wasn't advocacy. Now it is, because we recognize what she did, and we
Right,
recognize the people who were standing on her shoulders. And I totally get that, respect that, but I just
yeah.
wonder if you know.
Because I mean, to go in the opposite direction, though, I remember when like Wendy Peeney in an interview got a lot of shit for pretty much saying that when she was working at Marvel, well, when she was working anywhere, like she never talked about that. She never talked about, feminism and women in comics and this, that, and the other thing, because she says the guys don't give a shit. The guys don't want to hear that. They just want to make sure you do the work, and you do the work, and that's all that matters.
Mm.
And she got a lot of shit for that. But the thing is, though, is that just because you're a woman in comics shouldn't automatically make you an advocate for anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just like,
So being,
you
for every black
existing
artist.
as a black man doesn't
Yeah.
automatically make you, oh, you speak for everybody. Like, you
I
have a
don't.
responsibility to that.
I don't. Let me tell you something. They kicked me
Right.
out. They kicked me out the black club. They don't allow me to any of the cookouts anymore. They told me I married a white woman. I had to go. They told me it was they couldn't believe it. I've been disenfranchised. I've been discommunicated.
And it's like, and it's like in you know, God, I mean, it's like, it's just, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like, I'm not here to be, yeah, unfortunately, I mean, yeah, I'm not here to be an advocate. I'm not here to do activism in my work. I'm just here to do my work. I'm just here to tell a story. I'm just here to draw funny animals. I'm just, I mean, probably the only time I do kind of get a little kind of activisty is when it comes to adult work,
Mm-hmm.
because that affects me personally.
Mm-hmm.
So, I tend to advocate for that more. But again, it's self-serving. I mean, it's like, I really, I mean, I understand her question, but it's like you said, people who are actually doing important work don't know they're doing important work. They're just doing the work.
I got 2 more questions for you ladies, and you're not gonna like either of them.
Okay.
So this one is from a young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Shannon, and Shannon says, "Hello." She sent pictures. I'm not gonna post the pictures.
Oh, okay.
She says, "Me and my troop of females believe that art and breast are beautiful.
Okay.
We've applied at several Comic-Cons to do our topless art jam sessions, and as you can imagine, a lot of convention promoters are against it.
Right.
They are against the naked female breast. So basically, what happens?
Oh, they want to free the nipple at conventions.
Yeah, they're drawing. They're at their booth topless.
Right.
Drawing. They can go out. They can draw a crowd.
Right. Yeah, it could. Yes.
It might not like the crowd it draws though.
Right.
But anyway, she says, I've tried several conventions to get in, and they will not let us. Any suggestions on which cons I can attempt to go to? There are a lot of adult cons. Lola gets invited to
Eroticon.
Exotica. Is that it? Exotica. Yeah. She gets invited to Exotica all the time. You can go there and
you really have to find an appropriate venue for that. I say more power to you, but the thing is, though, the average con goer and the average the people who run the conventions, look, it's like they pushed out booth babes for a reason. It's like they discourage people bringing in outright art pornography for a reason. And it's like they don't want to get in trouble with community standards. That's the thing. So it's like, you have people bringing their kids there, and it's like they don't want to get in trouble with that. So it's like you really need to find an appropriate venue for that. It's like, it's like you're going to be regulated to erotica conventions, to porn conventions, adults only spaces. That's kind of the reality of it. Again, it's like, this is the type of artwork that I sometimes do. It's like, that's something I have to think about all the time. It's like, there are conventions I cannot bring House of Bob to. You know, so it's like I can't complain to the con promoter that it's like, look, I have a book of furry pornography I want to put on the table, and I write, and it's like it doesn't quite work that way. So.
The Day Exotica hosts this hall section for adult comics. I'll swim over. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you could get in there. I mean, they were gonna let the Shot Girls in one year to Exotica, and I was gonna actually have my books there, and I was like, screw it, let's go. And we didn't do it for some. I think you know what it was? We had a convention that week. We had another Comic-Con. We had a Comic-Con that week, and I was like, it's in the same convention center as it's a Donald E. Stevens Convention Center, which is in Rosemont, Illinois. Even though Exotica moves around. But yeah, nothing more primal than eye candy, says M3SOZ. Yeah. And Jake, you'll be surprised at the amount of porn stars that want to be in comics. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And the final question I have for you ladies here tonight, and
is this going to be the one? Is this going to be the one?
Well, this one is from Abigail, and she says, she says, "Hi, ladies. I'm a Twitch streamer as well as artist / gamer. I do a lot of weird stuff online. I've been watching your show. Would love to come on soon. But just I witnessed. I'm sorry, no. Okay, I had a eyewitness email me photos and screenshots of a fan of mine who had been screenshotting my shows, recording them, but not only that, and this is what Lola loved this one.
Here we go.
You know, people ask me to do things on my stream that sometimes, you know, she says sometimes get a little risque. For instance, I'll take off my shirt, you know, with a sports bra on.
Okay, right.
$5 to show my feet, $2 to sit cross-legged, that type of thing.
Right.
I found images of myself on WikiFeet.
Yeah.
Sorry. Lola's gonna end up there now. Lola's gonna end up there. Lola, you're probably on WikiFeet. As well as other pictures, all clothed, no nudity, but still creepy.
She's finding herself on fetish sites.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
How do you guys handle that as creators? I've never had to deal with it, but when I found myself on a fetish site, it's because I typed in those URL. That's how I found myself there. But as for the ladies, I don't know how. How do you handle that, Lola? How would you handle finding out that you're now on WikiFeet?
I don't care. If I'm on there and someone likes it, come see me. I'll give you pictures of my feet.
There you go. We have the lovely shoe cam with brand new shoes. Look at those rainbow shoes. Epic rainbow shoes right there. So it's like it's right here. Don't have to try.
Could you parlay that into a sale for your art though?
Yeah.
Like, here's my art. Here's my book.
I don't know. It's well, I mean, I guess the closest I've had artwork altered and put on, and I found them on fetish sites. Although what's funny though is that the fetish site that I found it was I don't know how I found it, but someone had altered some of my artwork to go on a bodybuilder fetish site. Like they took some of my pinups, like say they took like some House of Bob pinups, and they altered them so that the characters looked like bodybuilders and put them on a bodybuilder website. And I don't even know how. I don't even remember how. So that was like the closest. I mean, in the end, I was just like, okay, you know, I really, I mean, unfortunate. And it's like, look, I don't look for anything. Let me put it to you that way. You know, it's like I don't look for anything. So if there's anything out there, I don't know, because ignorance is bliss.
Do you want your fans to tell you if they find anything? Or you just don't?
No, because it's like, you know what? It's like if they're not telling me from the beginning, it's because they, you know, I shouldn't know anyway. You know, I mean, it's like unless it's like I'm being commissioned to specifically do fetish artwork, you know, it's like I kind of already know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the fact that I saw this whole collection of pinups altered to fit another fetish that wasn't the intention of the original artwork,
Right.
I thought that was a lot of effort.
Uh,
But
yeah.
I mean, in the end, though, I think that, if you're already showing your feet online and, on your Twitch stream and it's ending up on foot fetish sites, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like, oh, that might be par for the course.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, you put it out there for display. So
Yeah.
what do you expect?
I think that
It's
there
not
is
like a personal photo that you sent someone.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's not like someone's putting up your personal photos. Like someone tipped you on Twitch to show your feet, and then pictures of your feet ended up on a fetish site.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like I've seen them. I've been on streaming sites like PlayStation, and they used to see the guys typing "show feet" or "show boobs," and the girls are like, "I can't show my boobs." Here is one last question. I'm sorry, I missed this one, but I wanted to get back to it. As far as and this one is from Josie, Josi, says, hello, ladies. Quick question as it involves erotic art. And you both you done House of Bible, Indie Princess, you got Lore coming out. Yeah. What do you guys think of the idea that characters need to be presented as full able-minded adults in comics? I'm seeing people get in trouble for having erotic anime that might depict someone of youthful appearance engaging in adult activity. The artists are getting in trouble, sometimes even jailed. What is the take that you guys have?
Wow. That's what's funny is like I recently saw something online. Someone had posted a picture, a really hot picture of the redhead from Evangelion.
Asuka. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch that show. But it was just like, it was like a pinup from behind. She's holding a spear. You don't even see her face, but you could tell where the emphasis was.
Yeah.
And it was a hot picture. Look, I don't know anything about this character, right? So, but the picture was hot. So I just, I was looking at it and I happened to catch the comments on the side of the side on Twitter. And there was literally an argument about, oh, that character's 14. And then there was an argument. It's like, oh yeah, but she's 21 in this series. And by the way, this is just a drawing, so calm down. She's not even real.
Yeah.
And there was like this whole discussion. And the problem is that this is something that I've been seeing a lot online for a while, to the point that I actually saw a plea from an actual child protective, like child protective services style organization. Like this organization specialized in protecting children from predatory adults and all that, and exploited children and that type of thing, where they had to put up a post telling people to stop sending them, I guess, like accusations towards artists over artwork.
Wow.
They said that all it does, it wastes their resources that they could be using to help actual exploited children, but instead you're wasting their time chasing artists who are just doing marks on a paper that makes you hallucinate vividly. I mean,
yeah. You start wondering, like, the people who see that, what's their problem? Maybe they got the issue.
And it's like the lady doth protest too much type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, look, I can understand how it gets creepy. I can understand that, But at the same time, these are drawings, okay? The people in the drawings do not exist.
Yeah.
Real people exist. Real children being exploited exist. It's like as much as people want to blame Lolita for being a handbook, for being misconstrued as a handbook for pedophiles, that's not what it is. And actual pedophiles are not being influenced by that book. They're already the way they are. Everything else is just an excuse. It's like, I understand the sentiment, but holy crap, I think it's a little out of control.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like that there are people who are going out of their way to either defend or just fight for or against things that don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
When there's real people out there and real organizations and real activism that's necessary to do that work.
Yeah, we're busy canceling cartoon skunks.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's like, you know what? It's like, your community needs you. You probably don't even know the election schedule of your local government, but you got Warner Brothers to edit out a cartoon skunk from a movie about space basketball. It's like, congratulations for being useless.
Yeah. By the way, the kid next door to you hasn't eaten in 3 weeks.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And you didn't notice that.
You live in the middle of a food desert, but you're worried about, I mean, yeah, it's I get it, but at the same time, it's like, look, it's just drawings. I mean, really, do something real. Go outside,
Joe says, Varian, you failed. No $20 because there was no rant from Daphne on the from anybody. What are you talking about? Are you talking about? I Daphne turned red. On my 20, Joe. You PayPal to at the end of the night, Joe. The UN asked Japan to censor and regulate their market, famous for all kinds of derangements, but they said, LOL, no. Thanks for the article on the court case in that post. And Humbert is an unreliable narrator.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the book, that he's an unreliable narrator. He's a disgusting human being. And Nabokov wrote the book on purpose to challenge people's idea as to what a main character should be. Mm-hmm. The fact that even his publisher purposefully misrepresented the book,
I promise you, if I make a YT, I will talk about the problem specifically. Yeah, you can make a YouTube. That's probably.
It's like,
you
really
hold you to that, Jake. We're gonna make Jake.
Yeah, because in the end, that's the thing. It's like, it's like you're getting twisted over hentai, mm-hmm. and it's like,
I'm telling you, I've seen a guy lose. I've seen a guy lose his whole DeviantArt channel.
Yeah, no, I've seen it too.
Because he woke up one morning and it was gone because they said that the characters he was depicting were underage. And I'm like, well, yeah. And the fact that he drew them 2 hours ago, yeah.
Right, yeah. It's like they're 2 hours old. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's especially since the people who are making this argument, they're also so disingenuous with the like they're even changing the definition to mean anything, any pairing they don't like, to be pedophilia. Because I've also seen these being marked as pedophilia. Age gap, right? Even if they're in their 20s and 30s, and any age gap is considered predatory. Height differences is considered predatory.
I'm sorry,
himbos,
you're a predator.
Yeah, liking himbos is predatory. It's like, this is what they're redefining as pedophilia. Pedophilia has an actual definition. Again, these words have meanings. Mm-hmm. It does not. Pedophilia does not mean a ship you don't like. I mean, it has an actual definition, and it affects real people. Worry about real people.
I agree. I agree. I'm gonna have to have you ladies tell everybody where you can be found. It. Before we do that, though, I'm gonna make sure that Daphne lets everyone know that she has. Here it is.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yes. Issue 2, May 3rd, 2021. It's the second issue to my book. I'm currently coloring it right now, but I am just working furiously on this. Also, it's like, but if you're looking for a Kickstarter sooner, May 29th, not May 29th, March 29th, 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks away. I have the Kickstarter for Tall Tales Volume 1, starting the epic from the beginning. So go to talltalesonline.com, TIILS online, to sign up so that you get notified when that Kickstarter goes live in 2 weeks-ish, the 29th of March. Yes, but sign up for both of them. Sign up for both of them because we're gonna have a busy year.
I'm messing with Jody McPhee. Keep me up a promoter at iComicCon.com. I've been waiting for that $20, buddy. Go over there and check that out. Miss Lola, do you have a lore pulled up? I can pull it up if you want.
Yeah, because like 2 days later, then you have so remember, you sign up for mine will start first, and 2 days later you're also buying Lola's book.
Yeah. and while you got the money,
we're gonna have the strangest cross promotion.
While you got the money, check out Indie Vote Revolt. It's
absolutely.
Lola doesn't have anything in there yet, but the way it's tracking, she very well might.
Well, this is also, it's like, because I also have work in this. I'm sharing cover duties with Russ Leach. I have an 8-page story featuring Mischievous, which I think Randy says hasn't seen the light of day for like decades. And also what makes this story special is that I don't do work for other people, comic book work for other people. So if you want to see what it's like when I'm not doing Tall Tales, or not doing Oswald, or not doing Ego Raven, this is the only place to see it.
Yeah, she got drug out. She got drug out of. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, look who popped in.
I just want to pop in and say we are at 955 on this campaign. The book is awesome. We've got 24 backers. We get one more backer. That book goes to over 120 pages of black and white comics.
There you go.
With a Mark Darden Guano Guy story. I can't wait to show you. And it's just going to, that's going to be a thicker book. And the more people we get backing it, the bigger the book gets. And if we get 150 people backing it, somebody has to do a story for it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Talk about being dragged out of bed. He's going to get dragged out of his lounge chair and his bathrobe.
I'm going to go.
I was just over at the Critical Blast podcast, and they pumped this book really well.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Great person, RJ. Yeah.
And Lola, you got yours shared? Let me see yours. Oh, there we go. There we go. Lore from the Indie Princess. Talk about that, young lady.
Well, it is an 80-page adult-only graphic novel. It's in the style of Eyes Wide Shut meets Saw. It's about a couple who go to swinger parties, and they get invited to this all-exclusive invite-only party. But they found out the truth, what really happened there.
It's exclusive for a reason.
Invite only. Yep, you get picked for a reason.
That launches March 31st.
And I've read the first 10 pages of this book is crazy go nuts. So it's right out the gate.
I do want to say that. I did want to say that Jody McPhee has made good on his payment to me. $20 in my PayPal account. Thank you, Joe.
We'll try again. We'll try again tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Pop says that Randy dude is all over the place.
Yeah.
Everywhere
All
now.
over.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
that's
all
good.
over. Yeah. We want to thank you guys for joining us here on Geekgasm. I've been Varian Grant. Next week, I got a big lady show. Gonna be getting some ladies in here. Gonna be getting some ladies in
Look at my boobs. Those are my boobs.
Gonna be getting some ladies in here. I got we'll be announcing them this week who's gonna all be here. Some artists that you've never seen. I've dug into my friends. I'm like, hey, you need to come on my wife's show, and they're like, oh, okay. So it's gonna be a big show. You guys do not want to miss it. Might even be longer than an hour. So we'll see how that goes. Until then, though, ladies, where can you be found? I know Daphne already said, but Lola, you say where you?
Did Daphne say?
Well, I mentioned, let me do. So you
Go
can
ahead.
find all my
Go.
links in social media at egoworks.com, egoworks.com, where you can sign up for both my upcoming Kickstarters. You'll find all my social media, my main gallery, and also a link directly to the Uncensored House of Bob gallery. So everything's there, egoworks.com.
And Miss Lola.
I can be found on Linktree. Look up indie_princess, and you'll find all my links there, including a link to the pre-launch of Lore. And I will be on IndieVolt Livewire next Tuesday. Well, actually Monday, I'll be on one of Pop Van Zant shows for Ladies Night. Then Tuesday, IndieVolt Livewire, and then Wednesday, my show.
So much. And those are 10-inch heels, 10-inch.
Yes, Steve.
And it's a green shirt.
Yeah, that's
It's
green.
not yellow.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you soon. Take care of each other.
Indie Volt Revolt, folks. One more
Go
backer.
ahead and back it.
That's all
Indigo.
we need. Going back.
Indiegogo.
Yeah. Indiegogo. One more backer. That's all we need.
Oh, Oswald Chronicles is on Indiegogo too, so don't forget.
There's an Oswald Chronicles
Oswald,
story in
Oswald.
Indie Volt Revolt as well.
Pop says he's making them jiggle.
Oh,
Because Randy was playing with them and I was laughing.
good night, everyone.
Good night.
See?